Good morning, everybody. This is another little range day. I'm going to be shooting 3 different types of loads through this old Savage 45, which is a copy of a Remington 11. I've been doing some work to this gun just right along. I've got some internal parts I just recently changed, friction ring and some other things, but I wanted to test out these Fiocchi slugs. That's a 1 ounce slug at 1,560 feet per second. That's what they look like. I'm going to test them out and just see how they do. That's going to be the first load that I test out right there. So if the cameraman would go ahead and take his position at the shooting position up there. And as always, I'm going to wear my proper hearing protection. By the way, this is one of the only safety measures that I take because my theory on gun safety is never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Well, I may be ready to shoot as soon as I hear something in my house at night. I may jack the slide on this, jack the bolt on this shotgun, and I may go through the house with my finger on the trigger because I am ready to shoot. The safety's in here, not on the gun. If you always think of it that way, you should minimize your accidental discharges. Which, by the way, you're going to have them. If you play with guns long enough, you're going to have accidental discharges. But I've had 4, and all of them were malfunctions with the gun. Pulling the bolt back on a gun and then having it slam fire. They were all slam fire. So Austin, I'm going to shoot these slugs. You ready? You got me? Here we go. Okay. Let's not. Okay, here's what we got, folks. Those Fiocchi slugs did pretty well. Just about touching each other. And that was at a distance of about 10 yards. So I think they did pretty well. Recoil is pretty sharp. They're running at close to 1,600 feet per second, but they seem to do fine. They're very accurate. I'll shoot a few more from a little farther distance this time, and we'll catch that on camera too. Okay? So I'm at about 25 yards, maybe a little further. I'm going to try these Fiocchis from here from a kneeling position. Wow, those are pretty good. Let's walk up. Just leave it on, Austin. Let's walk up. Folks, that's one ragged hole out of this old Savage 45. I'd say that's pretty good. That's going to defeat any car bodies, any barrier walls maybe that you need to shoot through. That's going to give you some good penetration. They seem to be very accurate in this old gun. It's an Exacta era slug, so it's got a little tail piece on it, big 1 ounce piece of lead. It flies pretty damn true. I'm kind of digging it. I think it's going to be my new slug for this gun is what I'm thinking. So let's move on to the second round, shall we? The second load that I'm going to try today is going to be a double-aught buckshot. It's a law enforcement load. Basically, it says Noble Sports, but this is Centurion ammo. This is 12 pieces of double-aught buckshot. 12 pieces of double-aught buckshot. A standard load is normally 9. They got 3 more pellets in here. This should be a pretty stout load. Although it's traveling at 1,290 feet per second, I figure it's probably closer to 1,250. It should be a fairly mild shooting load with a good payload on target. I'm going to test and see how well they pattern out of this old Savage 745 autoloader. So we'll get the cameraman set up in his position and we'll start the shooting. Got us there, Austin? Okay, let's walk up and take a look at that. That's pretty decent recoil on that round. It was every bit of what the slug was, every bit of it. It's a nice stout load. Let's see at 10 yards how many pellets hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 loads in the size of my chest. Easily in the size of my chest. So bad guy down. They're stout, but very effective, as you can see. I'll place. I've got another load that I want to test. It's going to be a reduced recoil load of a standard double-aught buck, and we'll try it in just a second. I'm going to put it down here, Austin. I'm talking down here. So let's go get loaded up with those. Okay. The next round I'm going to try is going to be 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch reduced recoil federal buckshot. This is advertised at 1,140 feet per second. Should be a lot milder shooting out of the old autoloader here. And I'm going to put a pattern down on the target and see what it looks like. So, cameraman, take your position. I'll take mine. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go look at that. It's not bad. I put 2 rounds down here. You can see where the wads hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Some of them were off of the target. Could have gone through where the wads did. I see a round there. It seems to shoot pretty tight. I'm going to put another round down here on this target and let's see how that works. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like the wad hit there. Pellet or 2 with it. So they spread out quite a bit more than the 12 pellets did. That's actually a very good load for this gun, that 12 pellet round. But man, it is stout. Show you what it did to this handguard. Either the slugs or that 12 pellet round, it cracked it. It was already cracked right there, folks, on the inside. But that stout recoil just finished it off. Not to worry, I've got another one coming, and I'm going to put some O-rings in the top and the bottom, rubber O-rings to buffer that. All in all, I'm pleased with the friction ring installment. It did help the gun cycling. If you have a Browning Auto 5 or a Remington 11 or a Savage 720 or 45, change the friction ring because it'll make a big difference in the gun's performance. I'm just going to shoot a couple more rounds and have a good time. And actually, I might shoot my SIG right now. So Austin, let's go get set up to pop a couple handguns. All right, this is just going to sum up the day's shooting. I'm just going to draw and fire some 357 SIG rounds out of my P239, and just for giggles. So. Walk up and look at that, Austin. hard to argue with that. First shot was high and right. That was me. I pulled it with that double action trigger. All the rest of them pretty much dead meat. So it's a great gun. I tell you, I'm going to put my hand to see this. I'm putting my hand in front of the weapon, taking it out of battery. That couldn't fire if it wanted to. For those of you that commented on my last video and chastised me for, you should never put your hand in front of an unloaded gun even because it's liable to shoot yourself. Well, it's not going to shoot me because it's not loaded and not chambered, and an unloaded gun never killed anybody. But that's the result of 7 rounds of 357 SIG right there. That's a bad day for any good guy, or bad guy for that matter. With that, shoot more often. I'm going to practice some one-handed shooting later on. I'll be videoing some of that, and enjoy all your shooting. It's fun. Get out there and do it. John, that means you. Douche.